is I challenge Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
The following program, Collaboraction Radio, is sponsored by Collaboraction, and to the extent applicable, their guests. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily reflect those of Heartland Signal, LLC, or its management.
See your groove, come on. That's your camera. Which camera is his? Is that his up there? Yeah, there's your camera. Wink at the people. They love you. Gonna have a big show today, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna do it like we do. Matthew. Alive and kicking. I like some chicken. See
yeah,
what I'm
that's
sticking? Say something cool.
What's up, peeps?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Collaboraction Radio. We're here at the six corners of art, activism, and social change. Thank you for joining us on WCPT 820 AM. Chicago's progressive talk radio is getting a little more progressive today because we got Matthew LaChapelle in the studio.
What's up, homies?
My guy, we're coming up on 20 years, me and Matthew, and our journey together as brothers from other mothers. And I love your mother, though, and your father. And I think you guys spend more time with my mom, you know?
Actually, that's funny. Really, not really. I've been with Anthony since throughout my whole life. I do. Anthony's kind of like a big brother of mine, and Sandra, I would say, she's like a big part of my life because she's like a big sister.
Well, we're going to get into all that, and we're going to go deep. We're going into the deep end here on Collaboraction Radio, and you're listening to us live maybe on 820 AM, or maybe you're on the Facebook thread stream, and maybe you're listening to the podcast on Spotify in the very near future.
Well, hello, Trader Joe's.
Hello, Trader Joe's. Shout out to Trader Joe's. And we're going to do a lot of shouting out today because you have two very charismatic dudes splitting the airtime. And we could be many places. We could be in Vegas. We could be in Dubai. We could be in New York. We could be in a wrestling ring. We could be on a movie set.
Don't start it to me.
We could be in Costa Rica. But we're not. We're here with you. We're here with Henry.
What's up, everybody?
At WCPT, Chicago's progressive talk radio, here with Collaboraction Radio. And we come on every Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And you know, we're here to do what Collaboraction does. We're a 28-year-old nonprofit, and our mission is to build knowledge, empathy, dialogue, and action.
Well, based on what you said, Anthony, that's really deep because Collaboraction is a great business for theater because, you know, if I didn't have that in my life, I wouldn't be here now on this radio station.
Isn't that crazy how it all works out?
Oh, yeah.
So Matthew's going to really be co-hosting with me today, and it is my 25th year as the artistic director.
Congrats.
Of Collaboraction. Thank you. So maybe we'll do a little segment where you interview me a little bit. You don't want to do that? You want to just talk about you?
Yes.
Fine. Good answer. And actually, what I'm doing right now is I'm throwing the Facebook stream and tagging you. So now, if you go to Collaboraction Radio, Collaboration's Facebook, or WCPT's Facebook, or Anthony Mosley's Facebook. You can just see our faces, and you'll be able to call in live today, folks. We would love for you to call in. You can call us at 773-763-WCPT if you want to talk about Matthew's life, his career, what's happening next, or possibly, thank you, Henry, or if you want to talk about the Bears, professional wrestling, Able Ensemble. We're going to be talking about lots of stuff. And we hope that you might take a moment, pick up the phone, and call 773-763-9278. How about this weather we have, huh? We got to be extra grateful when the weather is this nice here in Chicago, because it's just perfect out there. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot going on with Collaboration right now. Next weekend, we do have our gala, the Utopian Ball. That's at Venue West, and today's kind of like the last day to get tickets, really, because we need to know if you want the Asian braised short rib or the halibut. You could probably get a ticket by Tuesday or Wednesday, but go to collaboration.org and join us. We are sponsored here at Collaboration Radio by the Joseph and Bessie Feinberg Foundation, Elevoke, a purpose-driven destination and event management company. Actually, they'll be helping us sponsoring our gala. They're amazing. Check them out if you want to elevate your event at elevoke.com. And then our friends at AV Chicago take care of us really well as well. And they have some of the best AV production and event management services. You can get your sound system. You can get your video stuff. You can get your lights. Call our friend Jeremy Getz at AV Chicago, and he will hook it up. Tell him Matthew sent you. And then we want to give a little PSA shout out to our friends at Everytown. Collaboration and Everytown partnered on a PSA series normalizing safe gun storage called Be Smart, and we actually covered that PSA last week. 360 children die a year in this country from a gun that should have been locked up. That's one a day.
I have to say, based on that, it's been crazy out there, but guns don't answer the right thing. I think guns should not be owned by people or in homes, because, I mean, for me, because I care about people, and I think that you should dump your guns in a garbage or recycling to save lives. And a lot of lives are not doing too well, but please donate your guns and get rid of them, please.
Well, Matthew, I personally don't have a gun. My dad was in Vietnam, and he used a gun plenty for a couple generations of my family. But in America, you have the right to bear arms. But if you should do it safely. You should make sure that in your car and in your house, you have it locked up. And you have it ideally with a biometric safe where the ammunition is stored separately. But anyways, that's just a little bit. You can go on, if you Google Be Smart and look at the smart conversations on their website, you can see the PSAs that we made with the folks at Everytown. And then after the show today, if you feel inspired to join the conversation or sponsor a show or send us a PSA, you can email radio@collaboration.org to do that and learn more at www.collaboration.org. We are also at Collaboration building a new house of belonging. We're awaiting the approval of our building permit. But we are all ready to go. So once we get that permit, we'll start construction, and hopefully we'll be open in early January with our new space. We're going to have a bar and a cabaret stage, and then we're going to have a really nice studio theater where we will do theater, dance, film screenings, and the music, and we're also going to use it as a digital production studio. So who knows, maybe we'll make another film there. Matthew actually did make a film with us called, what's it called? The Dance Never Give Up?
Yeah, The Dance Never Give Up.
And we're going to play a clip from that in a little bit. But let's get into it, shall we? Okay. Matthew LaChapelle is many things. He is, first and foremost, a great person who cares about others and the people around him. He is a graduate of New Trier High School, where in his senior year, he did the senior project, and he found Collaboraction. He called me up, and he was my apprentice for like 3 months. He didn't even have to go to school.
Well, actually, the real story was, I know a family called the Illuminatis, and I found out Will Benatti was Anthony's intern, and that's how I found about it.
Shout out Will. Shout out Will Malnati, who's actually a renowned podcast producer. He produced that podcast about Siegfried and Roy, which was really great. And he also did one with Bill Clinton, and he had a restaurant in New York. And yeah, he's part of the amazing Malnati family. And the Mark and Jeannie Malnati Family Foundation is a big supporter of Collaboraction, and we are very grateful for their support. And that pizza is so good. Well, we have a phone. We have a call. We have a caller.
Oh.
Wow, that was quick.
We have Sid on the line.
Hey, Sid. Welcome to Collaboraction Radio. How's it going?
Good. Hey, Anthony. You know who I am, right?
Hey, Sid. Yeah, I do, Sid. What's going on?
Hey, Sid.
How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. I'm Matt. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
I'm glad you called. We got to make plans and connect.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you're working on your space. It's like 2 blocks from my house.
I know. We're in building permit limbo. It's very Kafkaesque. I think I should write a play about it, but I know. But I will.
I've been there.
You've been there, yeah. Maybe you got some tricks for me. What's going on with you? How's your theater stuff going?
It's great. I have a show that opened last week. We're getting great reviews. We're over at the Other World Theater over on Clark Street.
Oh, yes. What's the name of that show? What's it about?
It's called Commedia Divina, subtitled It's Worse Than That, and I was inspired by Dante's Inferno to write something about what's happened the last 5 years.
Wow.
So the conceit is that Marjorie Taylor Greene, her character very much like Marjorie Taylor Greene in 2019, before she ran for Congress, got 9 visions from God, and she misunderstood every one of them.
Oh, amazing. That's funny because 2003, I produced a haunted house called Suffering City. It was inspired by Dante's Inferno. It had 9 rooms in it. Each one of it was a modern-day mutation, such as paranoia, gluttony, vanity,
nice.
Yeah. So
I remember. I went to that. I remember that.
You did?
It was like, yeah.
We got shut down. We got shut down by the city for good cause. So you're one of the few that actually got to go through it.
I know. I went to opening night. It was because I think it was right after you threw the absinthe party.
Oh yes. Pilsner or Cal.
I had one of the greatest times of one of the greatest partying nights of my life that night. It was amazing.
The Velvet Revolution over there on Hubbard and Walcott at the old firehouse. Sponsored.
That is correct.
Yeah, sponsored by Pilsner Urquell, and we did bring 12 cases of absinthe back with us. And
I know. I'm going to tell you one thing, just briefly. I believe, I am such a raging lefty that I believe that all drugs should be pretty much legalized in one form or another, except for absinthe. Jesus Christ, the trouble I got into that night, drunk on absinthe.
Wormwood.
Oh,
it's the wormwood. I have a great story, actually. About a month or two after that event, I still had some absinthe, and we were throwing an event. It was actually an album launch party for JQ. JQ is Jeffrey Kayum, who is an amazing artist. He's part of the Q Brothers. He's actually the music director for the show The Bear now. But he was having an album release. He was having an album release party, and so I brought some folks back to my office, and we had some absinthe. And of course, I had to light it on fire with the sugar and all that. And then I knocked it over, and my rug was on fire, and we put it out. But GQ, who's another Gregory Kayum, Jeffrey Kayum's brother, who's an amazing actor and DJ and musician, one of my closest friends. I love him to death. Shout out the Q Brothers. But he was dating. Is it Elizabeth Moss? Is that her name? Peggy from Mad Men.
Yes.
So she was there. She was there hanging out with us before she was Peggy from Mad Men, and so one of these days I'm gonna run into her. Maybe she's listening right now, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, do you remember me?" She's gonna say no, and I'm like, "Remember, I'm the guy that spilled the absinthe on fire in my office," and she's gonna go, "Oh, it's you." So thank you for getting me to tell that story. I used to throw some good parties, didn't I?
You always do.
That was one of the greatest parties ever. Didn't you have like a naked couple on a white horse lead us from one space to the other at about midnight or something?
Joseph Ravens played communism, and then he died. And then we had the funeral for communism in Prague, and then the Western world came out. It turned into a disco. You know, they were naked plus a G-string and a bunch of body paint, but yeah. And then the horse took a steaming hot number 2 on the stage, and I don't know if you remember this, but I threw my back out. That was before I knew, like...
I was fucked up. I was too drunk at that point, dude.
I was in a wheelchair, and it was a good night. So...
It wasn't great. I will tell you this. I lit my bed on fire accidentally with, I don't remember. I was like, absinthe is a crazy thing. I felt like my consciousness was like on a strobe light. Like I'd black out and wake up and I'm driving. And I'm like, when did I start driving? And I'd wake up and I'm in bed. And then I'd wake up and I'm in the shower with my clothes on. What?
What'd you say, Matthew?
I'm lost for words.
He's at a loss for words. Well, Sid, thank you for calling. Were you just saying hi, or is there anything you wanted to ask or add?
Well, I just said, I wanted to let you know, or I wanted to ask you, is your place that you have going to have like a little cafe kind of thing that's going to be open in the daytime?
Well, we want to serve the community, so we haven't figured it all out yet, but we will have a cafe and a cabaret, and we know we want to kind of have a bit of a youth thing after school, but we haven't figured it out, but we do want to serve the community, and we are interested in being open during the day, and so we hope you'll come out.
Well, I am looking for, it's only 2 blocks away from where I live, so I'm looking for a place to go and write in the afternoons, like I do.
Oh, great. Well, Dayglow Coffee's there, and they have some of the best. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Dayglow, get that Warhol or the Cha-Cha. I think they're like #1 coffee house in the country in Food and Wine magazine. I mean, it's not cheap, but great coffee shouldn't be cheap. That wouldn't make it. It's hard to make. It's all about your ingredients, and how hip your baristas are.
There you go. All right, well, Anthony, take care. I appreciate you letting me talk to you today.
Oh, of course. Thank you for calling in. And one more time, plug your show and how people can get tickets. I think our audience might enjoy it.
I think you guys will. It's really funny. It's a little dark, but we're in some dark times. It's called Commedia Divina, and it is at the Other World Theater and it runs for this week and 2 more weeks after. All right?
Awesome.
You can just call the Other World Theater or look it up online. Our website is conspirewithus.org.
Excellent. And let's make sure we get that date. My apologies for not circling back. Life is funny sometimes. It goes fast. Like Ferris Bueller said, if you don't stop and smell the roses, you might just miss it. Have a great day, Sid. Enjoy the day and stay off that absinthe, will you?
I'm telling you, that is a bitch absinthe. Woo! All right. Thanks, Stephanie. Bye.
Have a great one. Well, good to hear from Sid. Live radio. It's exciting. It's without a net. And speaking of without a net, Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead passed away yesterday.
Oh,
one of the great American bass players.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he had an amazing life, and he was a bit in the shadows of Jerry and Bob, but his bass playing was innovative and really kept the people dancing. And he wrote some of their best songs, Ripple, Box of Rain.
Actually, I've been hearing a lot of Taylor Swift concerts, and I've been seeing that a lot of people who are professional singers is taking hard on a singer who I think that passed a while back, and I think a lot of people now who are singers are taking that very, very hard.
Who's that?
I don't know his name, but I know he passed like a couple days ago.
Maybe it was Phil Lesh. So let's talk about you, Matthew.
Right.
I was just kind of getting a little bit into your bio. That's we met when you were a senior at New Trier.
Yep.
You are an actor. You've been really dedicated and committed to growing as an actor. You did a lot of work with Collaboraction in our Sketchbook Festival. You were in like 3 of those at least, 4. And then during the pandemic, you made a video called The Dance, Never Give Up. Mm-hmm. And that was written by you and directed by Sandra Delgado. And then you started working with the Able Ensemble.
Yep.
And tell everybody about we'll come back to that. And then you got an agent, didn't you?
Yep, I got an agent from Ethan and Sandra. They are Star Talent, and they're located in the city.
Stewart Talent is one of the premier talent agencies in Chicago, if not the premier one. They're really great people, and they represent really fantastic talent, and they're just a professional, kind organization, and that's why they're good homes for sensitive guys like me and Matthew, and sensitive superstar talents, I should say. So then you started going on some auditions, and you booked a TV pilot.
Yeah, the TV pilot came from a really cool person named Cardi Glenn. I heard it from Star Talent that I was booked. I got the role. I worked really hard for that. So yeah, my first time on site was oh my god, like it was so grateful because I felt like I was a Hollywood star sitting in there, and oh my god, I really. It felt like, I was like Brad Pitt or any Hollywood actor there. And now I just really take this really personally, but I love theater, but mostly I really love being on site. It's because it brings a different side of me that is where I belong.
Some people belong behind the camera, but you belong in front of the camera. Yep. Being on set it is something. It's hard.
Different too.
What's that?
Being on set in theater is totally different because in theater you have your audience and you're putting on a showcase for people and families.
And then on set, you have all these people working so hard to prepare everything for the moment that now you need to deliver. And yes, you have an audience in the future that's going to see your work, but there's a different kind of pressure. It's hard to explain unless you've been there. But and now here you are. You have a show coming up next weekend with Able Ensemble. Tell everybody about Able Ensemble.
So Able Ensemble, Kitty Yo, who is actually the founder of Able Ensemble. I would say that I've been there for a couple of years, I think. I've been a actor, and now I grew up as a creative associate. And what that is, a creative associate is, we're still a ensemble where we hire facilitators and helpers who come out from our community in Chicago, and they help with different ways, help with projects on lines, like they will go behind us and help us to learn our lines and become the actor we're supposed to be. Playing that role, how would the actor be in your own life? And as a creative associate, it's totally different. It's because I work for Able Ensemble with Kitty Yo and great actors and facilitators still.
And what's the show next week?
It's called Infections.
Infections?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's it about?
Well, you know how in Doc Brown in Back to the Future that he made his own, time machine, and that's how we're doing that. So for me, what I'm doing is I'm trying to for me, I'm putting pictures up that they want me to do. So I got 2 pictures of me and Anthony and Sandra meeting my acting agents the very first time, and that's
nice, yeah.
And that's been a dream come true. I never had that before.
That was a great day, huh?
Yeah.
Matthew got signed with Stewart Talent during the pandemic. We had Zoomed with them and done phone calls with them. But once things opened up, we scheduled a meeting to go into the agency and sit down and talk about your career. And that was a great day, huh?
Yeah.
What did you tell them about your career?
I told them that I want to be treated as a Hollywood actor. I want to be treated as a person, but not with a person that has special needs. I want to be one of those Hollywood actors, like in movies or TV shows, commercials. And actually, a while back, I did a audition called Found. I never had that before. It was unique and fun at the same time, because they said, as this character saying, I'm not a kid. And I kind of feel that way sometimes in my personal life, also at work, also in theater, is that I'm not a kid. I am a human being. I know I have a disability, but I don't want to be known as that. I'll be known as a person that's unique as everybody else is. And that's how I want to be treated.
Thank you for saying that. That's really important. And if you're listening right now, Matthew's kind of giving you a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Because, everybody is unique.
Yeah.
And
in different ways.
In different ways.
Yeah.
And so I think what you're saying is, don't treat you differently because of your uniqueness.
The thing I would say, treat me as someone who doesn't have disability, because it means that people with special needs don't want to be treated as a kid, but they won't be treated as a human being, because everyone in the world has that who's unique, and we have the same different strengths, weaknesses, but we overcome every part of it.
Let's cue up the. We have a great audio piece from the film. Well, tell everybody the name of the film and what it's about. Set it up, will you?
Dance Never Give Up. It's a piece I wrote. It's a video I made with Sandra DeGallo. Shout out to her. So this video is about how I kind of rose up as bullying. But the thing is that I raised up, and here we go. The dance I Never Give Up. I was weak. I couldn't walk, couldn't talk. I had to use sign language. I had an extra chromosome that I didn't understand. But they told me never give up on myself and keep my dreams alive. So I did, and I overcome it. And I'm an actor with Down syndrome, and that won't stop me.
Look, they can never keep me down, I'm going. And if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up.
Picture this.
I bet when I land, they gon' tell me it's luck again. See that I'm winning, it's harder to watch. I'm setting the stage, you should give me my props. You ain't got no soul, you lacking the spirit.
All right.
I got it.
You okay, buddy?
That, I never, after that video, I watch it every day. It gets me really emotional because I have friends right at Trader Joe's that treat me the way I am. And how I rose up was that, my favorite actor and wrestler is John Cena. And I used that because I didn't, I believe in myself. And so that video is kind of like something that if it was on the radio of listening in their car or at home, think about that video because I never give up on my own, on myself, but I know you guys won't give up on yourselves.
You can go to Collaboraction's YouTube, subscribe while you're there, please, and check out the dance Never Give Up. And in that scene, Matthew was talking about, when he was born, he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he had to do sign language, he had to go through speech therapy, physical therapy. He had to learn. He had to work, hard to just talk and communicate. And now, do you live? You live with your parents?
I actually live on my own. I actually love it.
He's got a swanky apartment in Evanston. Condo. My bad. And he. But you don't work, huh? You don't have a job?
I actually have two jobs that I love. I work at Trader Joe's. Shout out to Trader Joe's in Activism. Rock on. I also work at another place called Able Ensemble, a creative associate job. I love and adore so much because, when I first came there, they gave me a voice. How theater changed my life. I visited my cousin Shannon in Virginia, and she told me the story that I would, keep singing every theme song of different shows. And I never heard that story.
When you were little?
Yeah, and I never heard of that before. And she was the first person that saw me singing, and I'm watching Friends when I was 15 years old. And I said, Mom and Dad, that's me up there. I want to be that. And now I'm living it.
That's right, folks. Also, we got to give a shout out to our friends at Center for Independent Futures.
Oh yeah, rock on.
Which is a great organization in Evanston that helps people with special needs get unique. Helps unique people get independent. And let me tell you something. there's a lot of people that are your age that still live with their parents, that aren't independent. Henry, you probably know some friends that are living with their parents.
Yep.
How old are you?
I'm 26. I have friends older and younger than me by a couple years. They still live with their parents. Yeah, it's a phenomenon for sure.
Now, there's nothing wrong with living with your parents, and I sure hope our daughter Stella, I told her she lives with us till she's 30, and then she can move out for 10 years, and then we're moving in with her. You know?
I would say Stella. I would say we each turn 18, go to college, and the thing that I would say this, that since knowing you, you are that you are, and you have great parents that give you a life, a dream, and you earn it.
So, but Matthew, I wanna commend you on just being a spokesperson for unique people, and because people get a lot of stereotypes, and the last decade has been really about breaking stereotypes and moving us forward to understand things better, if you want to call in and talk with us about any of that, you can call us here at 773-763-9278. I'm here with Matthew LaChapelle, a very unique Chicagoan who is an actor.
Go Bears.
Is a Trader Joe's Employee of the Month, and is a writer, and is a lot of things.
Well, you forgot one thing, Nathan, that you didn't mention.
What's that?
Was that I was the 2022 Artist of the Year at his company.
Yeah, Collaboraction 2022 Artist of the Year. Do you still have your pewter chalice?
Yes, I do.
Matthew, that award was a culmination of now almost 20 years of working with Collaboration, but that video that he made during the pandemic, the Dance Never Give Up, really put it over the top, and now he was in a TV pilot called I Didn't Mean Go Mental. Tell everybody a little bit more about that project.
Well, that project was a dream to come true. I work with great people, Carly and Amy. I met a lot of people who treated me the way I would be treated. And so, it was a full process. Our first day was in a mansion at a house. And on the same day, we've been filming in the house. And on that day that I'm sitting down taking because they have a lot of tech and stuff, and they had us to sit down, and Carly Glenn, actually a good friend of mine still, we still talk a lot also. She wanted me to be one of the writers to step in to help write. So, and our second day we're filming at a school, a church in a school together, I think it was, and it was a different scene that we had, and my contract was for 3 days, and I was so surprised that it was up to 4 days, and I'm like, this is still life to come true. Based on that project was my big break. I wanted to say thank you, Carly and Amy, who gave me that great opportunity, Star Talent, Jenny, Rosie, Todd, thank you for helping me find that project. Shout out to all of you.
Okay, so I know you're a big fan of wrestling.
Oh, here we go again.
And what do you say we take a moment,
okay,
and you do a little acting and come back in the room, leave.
I'm not doing that.
And come back in as a wrestler, and we'll do a promo.
Deal.
Okay, do it. We're not going to wrestle, but we'll do a promo. So, all right. So, folks, we're going to do a skit as if Matthew is a wrestler and I am a wrestler announcer, and he has an upcoming match against who's your match with? Who's your match with?
I can't tell you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We're here at Collaboraction Wrestling Association, and as you know, this later this evening we have a big match, a cage match actually, and it's my pleasure to have one of the wrestlers, Matthew the Dark Knight LaChapelle, is here in the studio. He's getting ready for a match tonight. Matthew, good to see you.
I am the Dark Knight, and you will see me in the ring, and I will show you the black mass. And I'm a knight that can have a sword, then I will beat you down. You go through me, you get the black.
Wow, Dark Knight, you seem pretty fired up. Who are you wrestling tonight? I can't remember.
John Cena.
John Cena. Isn't he a little old for you?
Yes, but it's still easier.
John Cena, you better be shaking in your boots, because let me tell you, this guy is about 5'5", $140, soaking wet, but he's made of iron. He's a new kind of Iron Man. Let's see the gun show, Matthew.
Yo, John Cena, I would never give up.
John Cena, this guy is never going to give up. So if you don't knock him out, you're going out. You better be scared, Cena, because Dark Knight's coming for you. All right, Henry, how did we do?
That was amazing. I felt like I was there.
Yeah, that was cool, huh? So this is a good time to talk about if there's any producers out there that are listening right now, or just wealthy people who want to make a road trip movie, like a buddy road trip movie. Matthew and I do have...
Not going to happen.
We do have a treatment.
Not going to happen.
It's like Thelma and Louise, but it's Matthew and I.
Not going to happen.
In a convertible driving on Route 66. Why don't you want it? What are you talking about? Not going to you don't want to do it?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm my own person.
Henry, will you do a road trip buddy movie with me?
I'd be down.
All right, cool. So maybe Matt.
I'm in.
Okay.
All right, the Three Amigos.
There we go, Three Amigos. Yeah, we could do horses and stuff like that. So Matthew, what? We got an election coming up.
Yeah.
Are you going to be voting?
I just did.
You already voted?
Yep.
What are the things? Listen to this. This guy's on top of it, man. What is important to you in making a decision to vote for someone to be the president of the United States?
I would say Harris. I would say she's a lot of words. You know, she showed her background, where she came from. But I mean, I just want to be careful what I say. I mean, but Trump, he's a guy who is cool. I would say, Trump, good luck in the election. I hope things turn out well for you.
You don't hope that you voted for Kamala.
I'm just being helpful.
Oh, you're being helpful. You're trying to be careful because you're live on the radio.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be much careful. But Harris, I would say, is a new project. It's because as Dealer or Collaboration, we're all about change.
That's right.
And I think now in our U.S. now, we need change.
We need change, right? And we don't. I feel like there's this thing, there's an implicit bias that Americans think subconsciously we need an old white man to be president. They have to look like George Washington. And
I'm not going to say anything stupid right now.
Yeah, you're smart. And I will. Because You know what? I just, we don't really usually talk politics on this show, but I still don't understand why people are not raging in the street over the things that come out of Trump's mouth. It is, never mind the fact that...
Anthony, I don't think that's a good thing to say, because, it's not about one person. It's all about being a team player.
No, I know. My personal views are, I can't believe that it's even close. I can't believe that after everything that happened, January 6th, the whole, all of the court cases, all of the stuff, I can't believe that it's even that.
It's insane.
So it is time. Everybody needs to make a push to not just vote, but be like Matt. Vote early and make sure you have the conversation. What?
Make a change.
Make a change. This is not the time for us to get comfortable. Everybody needs to be having conversations and making sure everybody else votes. And if you are in a state that where we need it to go blue, or people in that state, let's keep on pushing. We have 2 more weeks, and yeah. It's scary times, and the things that come out of his mouth are.
Anthony, be careful.
Ridiculous, stupid, and just absolutely bonkers. Anyways, most of you all know that, so I'm preaching to the choir. But let's not go quietly into the dark night. Let's thrash, and remember that this country is worth fighting for.
I kind of understand how you feel, but I don't use my words. I just leave it in my head that I don't say it.
Well, everyone has their own way. As long as you vote, you have a right to do whatever you want to do and say what you want to say. But if you don't vote, then...
Make a change.
Yeah, you're not even using your voice. So, what does the future look like for Matthew LaChapelle?
The future is still going, never give up. I'm going to rise up and do my best every day. I work at Trader Joe's. That's a really good question, Anthony, I would say. I've been hoping to do more on-site, off-site stuff. And I think, the future is bright, but the words that I know from a famous person, Doc Brown, from Back to the Future, you make your own future.
That's right.
That's what I'm going to do.
Since I'm name dropping a lot on this show, I met and played pool with Christopher Lloyd.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was an undergrad at the University of Notre Dame, and I actually was at a bar. Came in town from Notre Dame to go to the Northwestern Notre Dame football game. That night, I was at a bar in the Gold Coast, and there was Christopher Lloyd, and everybody was kind of making some, getting excited. Christopher Lloyd was there, and I had my name up on the board for pool. You back in the, I don't know if they still do this, but you put your name on the board, so you got next game. And I walked up to him, and I was 21, if that. And I said, Christopher Lloyd, hey, big fan. Listen, I want you to know I got my name on the board. I got the game after next, and I don't have a partner. If you want to be my partner, I would love that. And he said, "Oh, hey, sounds good, kid." And sure enough, the game came up. I put the quarters in, and he goes, "Where's my partner?" And he and I played pool. And and the bar closed, but the bar owners were so happy that Christopher Lloyd was there. They just let us keep on playing. And at one point, he like scratched on the brake, and he was so mad at himself that he like walked out of the bar with his pool stick, and I went and I chased him down, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, I can't believe I lost the game, kid." And I was like, "It's okay."
He does that a lot.
Yeah, it was like a whole ordeal, and Christopher Lloyd, wherever you are, I hope you're well. And I have the game after next. If you wanna join me, I feel like he directed a really great TV show that a lot of people don't know. I
remember he was in a lot of the Angels and Alfie movies.
Oh, Modern Family.
I knew that.
He was the producer. And, right? Is that true?
Yes, it is. He also played Al as an angel in Angels in Outfield.
Oh, wait.
Wait a second. I think is there another Christopher Lloyd?
I think there's two of them.
Oh, I think that's a different Christopher Lloyd. Did I just not know that, or?
Which one did you play the games with?
It was the guy who played Doc Brown.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But it's how you said there's different people.
No, but I remember that. And he was born in Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
I lived in Stamford, Connecticut. I graduated. I went to high school in Stamford, Connecticut.
Ever seen me here?
No. This guy's being funny over here. You got to be careful. He'll slice you and dice you like a ninja.
Me, I'm just getting started.
Are you trying to take my job?
No.
Good answer. But hey, man, you'll have to come back and join us again here at Collaboration Radio.
I love it.
Did you have fun?
Are you kidding me? This is what I'm meant for.
That's true. Henry, let the higher-ups know that if they need a new host,
I'm in.
He's in.
Oh, I'll let them know for sure.
Because, this guy is, he's got two jobs, so he's a little busy, but you might be able to find time, right?
Actually, Saturdays work better for me.
Saturdays are good?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'll let them know. This is super fun.
Well, just right after 2 o'clock.
Perfect. Well, what are you doing later today?
I could go home and have some pizza.
Oh,
and watch some Power Rangers. I know how there's kids who still like the Power Rangers. I remember me and my brother used to watch the Modern Morphin Power Rangers as kids. It's funny because now I'm like 39 now, but I'm turning 40 next month. But there's something about it that, based on how we grow up and how TV shows been there for seeing a lot of good stuff there. And as a little kid, I always loved the Power Rangers, and I still do.
I'm more of a Teletubbies guy myself.
You are one.
Henry, the more you laugh, you're just fueling his fire.
I'm just encouraging it.
But actually, there's one. I remember there's a guy. I forgot his name. That he played Tommy in the Morphin Power Rangers. He passed away, and he's been my favorite childhood Power Ranger.
R.I.P. So you're gonna have some pizza from where? Lou Malnati's?
Pizza, or maybe I'll just go out.
This guy, Saturday night as a bachelor in Evanston.
Well, actually, I don't. So here's the thing about that. So, I have a love life, but the way I see it, my career is my love life. Because as an actor, also a performer, I'm happy, but my love life is theater. It always has been theater. Offsite.
You got to focus on your career. You don't have this time or space right now.
What I'm trying to say is I love what I do. I love to work at Trader Joe's. I love doing theater, and that's
your love life. You're
my love
living a
life.
life of love.
yes.
You heard it here, folks. Thank you for joining us today on Collaboration Radio.
Peace out, homies.
With Matthew LaChapelle. Final words of wisdom, Matthew, for people out there. What do you want? What's the last thing you want to leave them with? Something philosophical, something deep, something important.
You know, I've been watching the debates. You know, as the thing I would say is that.
You mean the debate? There's only one.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the vice president. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the thing that I learned about Harris and Trump is, you know, Trump, I would say, he's a nice guy, but he has his ups and downs. I mean, every people has that, has their ups and downs. Also, Harris, same thing. But they both work hard where they get at sometimes, and that's how we are as humans. But the thing that is so interesting because, you know, I've been a huge fan of Hollywood actors. And the thing that I seen that as a human being like me and Anthony are actors. And there's Brad Pitt and all these Hollywood stars are getting treated terribly because these People magazines are making rumors about them. It's not right to do that because these are people who are human. They have families. They have loved ones. I would say that as a person, as an actor, I don't want that in my life. But as a mom and dad, as an actor out there, do your best and don't let these magazines rule your life.
That's right. Famous people are just people. And you know what? It's not always great to be in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. I would say Trump is an aspiring fascist. But other than that, let's take that aspiration away from him so he can do what he does best.
Peace out.
Yeah, peace out. Thank you for joining us on Collaboration Radio. We had a good show. Now we gotta go. His name is Matthew. He's doing his thinking pose.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking my thinking pose. You see me out there, and I'm thinking about a monkey who I eat M&Ms with. I feel like I'm Tarzan all the time, and I'm feeding myself M&Ms, and I love M&Ms because I am Matthew. And peace out.
Peace out,
there,
homies.
people out there.
The preceding program, Collaboration Radio, was sponsored by Collaboraction, and to the extent applicable,